After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 502. Today is Monday, April 25th, 2022, as we are recording.
You're starting very, very late.
I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
Ouch. And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy, and I just scratched myself. Ow.
That was smart. This may be a very no-nonsense podcast because we're running very late. But anyway, here we are. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad you found us. We hope you find something you like and that you will return. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you back. In quotes, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning and you're in the shadows and you'd like to get more involved with the group, please feel free to do so. You can subscribe. You press the little subscribe button on your right, it's a little red button. Tap the little bell so that you can get subscriptions. And then if you want to take part in the alongs and all that kind of stuff, the camaraderie and fun stuff that we do, that's over at the PHN homepage, and that's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. phnpodcast.freeforums.net, and that's all in the description box below the video. Okay. All right, you have 7, so you go first.
Yes. So, we are both hoping that I steep this the right amount of time because I got distracted eating my cupcake.
And we had strawberry, gluten-free, dairy-free cupcake.
Yes. So, this is...
which does not play well with tea.
Yeah. Chocolate coconut almond tea. And this is a blend that one of our Adagio friends did. And
he's funny.
Yes. It tastes kind of like almond joy.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was going for.
Yes. And I think it would be good with a little bit of milk. Like I said, though, I'm not sure I steeped this the right amount of time.
I have one of his blends that he suggests steeping in milk.
This is good. I think it could also stand to sit a little bit, but it's good.
Okay.
I don't think I oversteeped.
Oh, it smells good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Have to pick
Do you
some
see
of
what
that.
I say, though, about it might be good with some milk?
Yeah. Actually, it would be good with some chocolate milk.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody had a blend. It was a maple blend. Oh, it was Woody. I think it was Woody.
Another one of his.
I think it was
Okay.
another one. I have a lot of Woodies on my list. Just to sweeten it with maple syrup.
Mm.
And that might not have been Woody, but it wouldn't do bad with his maple thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I think that chocolate milk would be good in that.
Yeah.
And in my definitely not coffee mug, this is a Plum Deluxe tea that I have. It's buttery shortbread herbal tea. And I can't read what this says, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah. Okay, so this is honeybush tea, cocoa peel, blackberry leaves, flavor essence, no caffeine.
And this is really good. I've let it sit a little bit. I had to clear my palate for this because the strawberry cupcake kind of takes over everything.
It's actually any excuse for peanut butter.
Did you want to taste this?
Oh, I did the other day. I don't.
You did?
I think maybe.
I had vanilla last time.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla.
That's good. It seemed a little weak to me.
You think so?
It might just be that I'm used to stronger tea.
Yeah, because I put in rounded teaspoons. I didn't.
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
probably just that maybe it's a tea that I wouldn't normally do. You and I also don't taste things the same way all the time.
It's a honey bush.
Yeah, and I'm
And,
wondering if that has something to do with it. Usually I tend to gravitate towards the black or the green teas.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have something to do with it. So that was my tea and that was your tea, so that means business.
Yeah, I have to put my water in. I guess I'll do it later. Hold on. I'll wait till she's talking.
Can you reach over and grab my tissue, please?
Why didn't you ask me to be?
Well, I didn't see you moving until... I'll hold your tea so you don't knock it. K-Foos. Oh, someone said, I can't remember who, they said last time they really liked...
Yeah, I saw that. I thought she was talking about this one at first because this one wasn't really on the pillow.
Well, we put her back there when she kept getting in the way.
Because this one's bright too.
Yeah. Once I described the color, she said it was Felicia.
Yeah.
Whoopsie, not the chameleon. I'm going the wrong direction.
Did you see, is it Jody or Steph who's got the great big Cyrano?
I think it's Steph.
It's
She's made several.
That's even bigger than mine.
It's
not quite as wide, but it's...
Yeah, it looks huge. She's been making that one for a while.
Yeah, well, she says got 9 more weeks to go.
That thing's going to be giant. It's going to be like my snake.
Yeah, it's bigger than your snake, I think.
My snake's pretty big.
That's a big Cyrano or whatever, Anyway. Okay.
I think my snake is living downstairs. What I should do with that snake is put it along the foot of my bed so project bags don't slide down. I should do that. I should collect the snake later. That's a good idea.
If you do say so yourself.
Yes, if I do say so myself.
Okay. Okay, our longs. We have the Autism Awareness Cal going on right now. We are in the second month. No, we will be in the second month next week. Next week.
Yeah.
So, this time just goes so fast. All right, so what this is...
I'm surprised Davina has been bothering us about her birthday.
Oh, she's already written her list.
Oh, has she? Okay. I just haven't heard about it.
She did it like the day after Easter.
Well, at least she restrained herself and didn't do it the day after Christmas.
Well, Daddy told her she couldn't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you've got 2 birthdays and Easter and all this other stuff. But actually, technically, she's got Mother's Day before that, too.
Yes.
But because she couldn't come before Mother's Day. She had to come after Mother's Day. But anyway, I mean, I was still a mom, but...
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't have a baby in arms.
No. Very much in utero. Okay. Autism awareness. The purpose of this long is to foster awareness, and we did a little bit of anecdotal and factual last week, but we're not going to do a lot of that because we've been doing this for like 8 years or something like that. So we're just going to kind of
do it like the second year we were. So that's 9 years.
This is 10 years. Remember?
Exactly. If we did the second year that we were podcasting, it would be 9 years because math.
Anyway, I wasn't mathing. I was just saying in terms of the second year we did or we did after 2 years.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Anyway, this Cal runs from April 1st to June 30th. I need to move up so I can see it. Projects can be started anytime but must be worked on and or finished between April 1st through June 30th. It doesn't have to be finished, okay? WIPs and FOs are eligible for prizes. The hashtag is PHN2022 on Instagram. Laura Concert is our co-host, as she always is. I think she's been doing this with us for 8 or 9 years. And she didn't do it the first year with us. She wasn't with us yet. So I think maybe 7 or 8 years she's been doing it with us. That's a long time. And we always enjoy having her with us.
Yes.
Okay? So you can post projects in her group and in our group. If you're not in Ravelry, we have a thread that shows all the different places that you can post for Laura's stuff. I'm not sure if she's got all of them active still or not, but you can touch base with her to find out. You must be a member of the group to which you're posting the project. And, since we moved out of Ravelry, that's not as much of an issue.
Right.
But because we do have a co-host for this one, if you're going to post to both groups, you have to be a member of both groups, okay? Projects must be knitted, loom knit, or crocheted, and they must be bright colored. The majority. I said about 85%. I think Laura said at one time 95%.
I think you're right.
So, just kind of see what each group says. We are not going to take a little measuring device and try to figure out the percentage. If you say it's bright and you say it's majority, we'll trust you unless it's absolutely obvious. Okay? Because for one thing, the screens are really difficult to to tell what they are. Some of them, I was looking at something on one of the threads. I was like, that doesn't look overly bright, and I thought, it's the screen. It's the screen.
Because there is differences between.
Because she said it was a sunshine yellow, but I think it was a sunshine yellow, and it looked like a tan. Now, I know the people in our group, if they say it's sunshine yellow, it's sunshine yellow.
Well, I mean, if you go off of my screen, it's going to look a ton darker because I have everything dimmed.
Yeah. We trust, this is settling really well. We trust all of our group members. They are very honest, and we don't question them. If they say that it is, then it is, because
I mean, we've noticed just when taking pictures of like yarn or for my cord for rosaries, it'll be like, well, that didn't look anything like what I'm looking at.
sometimes when I post to Etsy or whatever, I have to say, okay, this is what it looks like on the screen. This is the color.
Yeah. So we do realize that it might not look in the picture what.
So we trust you guys because you've never given us a reason not to.
Yeah.
So, let's see. You must be a member of the group to which you post a project. I said that already. Okay. You may post one whip per project per week. For newcomers, if you're new to the whole thing of knitting, a whip is a work in progress, and FO is a finished object. If you work on a whip and you finish that whip in the same week, you can post both the whip and the finished object in the thread. Otherwise, one whip per project per week. And the finished object whenever it's finished. Let's see, I already did the bright colors. We do have prizes. Featured patterns, anything by me, Talia, or Laura, either yarn or pattern wise. I only have one pattern. Talia doesn't do yarn. Laura has a fair amount of both. So those are all featured patterns, featured yarns, and they're eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. The caveat or the exception is when you use a featured pattern and a featured yarn. So if you use my yarn and one of Talia's patterns, or Laura's yarn and one of Talia's patterns, or my yarn and my pattern, whatever, if you use the 2 together and it's a finished object, 3 chances at a prize. You are responsible for your multiple postings. Most of you guys, heck, all of you guys have been really good about that. I don't think any of our moderators have had to say anything. I was on there and I started answering things. I'm so excited. Like, who is this person? Okay. We do have a couple other featured patterns as well. I forgot this is autism awareness. George, who is 10 hours or less, way back when we started this many years ago, developed a pattern for us called the Braided Bright. That has been a featured pattern since its inception because he did it for us, and it remains a featured pattern for us. Also, Miss World, a something creation.
Modest creation.
A modest creation. She developed, it's a pattern, but it's a set, and it's a weighted lapgan and bear pattern, and it's a specifically autism awareness pattern. You can do just the lapgan, you can do just the bear, you can do both, and if you do both, it can be separate entries. Okay, those are all your featured patterns and featured yarns for this along. Let's see here. If your projects are too dark or too somber or whatever, they'll get whooshed somewhere else. Okay, show off or something, because we want them still to be seen, but it doesn't go into the autism awareness. Now, do I need to see this before I start?
No, continue.
Okay. PHNT and tails. I need a little drink. Okay, definitely not the cup. This is good. Okay. Tea and tails goes all year long. And this is one of my favorites. And I say about almost everything, but this is one of my favorite alongs. And this runs from, as I said, January 1st to December 31st. Once we hit midnight, going into January 1st of 2023, it's done. So we have a long time yet for this. Projects must be knit, loomed, or crocheted. As I said before, I'm not going to go through the things that are the same as the other along. They do have to be, the projects do have to be somehow tied into tea and or tails. And we're talking about novels, graphic novels, what I call the some kind of poem, narrative poems. Did we say that Shakespeare plays, things like that?
Anything that has
a beginning, middle, and end.
It's a truly story.
It's truly a story. Because some of the children books, Paddington Bear, that kind of stuff, Mike Mulligan and Marianne, those kind of things. If it's a story with a beginning, a middle, and the end, and it's a written story, novel, short story, novelization of a movie, that kind of stuff. Graphic novels like Hush, which is Batman, or Infinity War, which is Marvel.
Yeah.
Do anything like that. It has to be a story with beginning, middle, and end. That's considered tea and or tails. Okay, tea obviously is tea. Okay,
yeah.
So the yarn, or the pattern, or the project name, something has to be tied in with tea and tails.
Yeah.
If you can make a case for tea and tails, we'll give it to you, okay? And we've been getting some interesting things that I've never heard of before, which is kind of fun.
It is.
Let's see here. The same thing about the whips and the FO apply here. And the featured patterns and featured yarns. Okay. And I mentioned this several times, but I'll mention it one more time. As always, in all of our alongs, unless we state otherwise, anything that I do yarn or pattern-wise, Laura does yarn or pattern-wise, and Talia does pattern, and if she ever decided to do yarn, anything that she does is always featured. These are always featured yarns and patterns, okay? And they just have to be made to fit the parameters of the along. Now in this one we have the added patterns by Joanna Johnson and Mom Cook and Bakery Bears, who is KF Jones.
Did you literally forget Kay's name?
I wanted to say Bryony Bear, but I forgot what it was. So that's KF Jones. Anything of theirs that relates to tea and or tails, and they all have stuff that is related to that. So Mom Cook is a loom knitter. Joanna Johnson and KF Jones are knitters. Kay does have some crochet, but I don't think she has anything tea or tail related because she doesn't do a lot.
No, she's primarily a knitter.
She's primarily a knitter. So, okay, and the hashtag is PHN and Tails 2022 on Instagram. And we already pulled the first quarter prizes. All the prizes have gone out.
Yay.
So, yay. I'm glad everybody got them. So, or I don't know if they got them yet. They should have them by now.
I know not.
Because I sent them out before the weekend, so they should be.
Brittany, I know I owe you a text. It just occurred to me. I will get back to you.
Okay, so that takes care of that?
Is that all for business? I just realized my random message to Brittany might have broken up business.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay, Tay. What was that?
My phone. Apparently EWTN's doing something.
Okay. So let me go ahead and open up my show notes. Okay. That's not my show notes.
Why did you say it was?
Well, I accidentally hit lose it instead.
That's not your show notes.
No, that's exactly what I said.
But you said it was your show notes.
But I said it wasn't.
You should make up your mind.
That is for people who are less awesome.
Where's my hook?
Why not?
My hook.
Did you put another bag in?
No.
Is it in your
It's gotta be in here
shawl?
somewhere. It's gotta be in here somewhere.
Okay, so while you're hook searching, I think I only do twice once.
There it is.
There it is. Okay, so
I think Emma despairs of me. Or whoever it was. Was it Emma who gave it to me? Or was it Christina?
I thought it was Christina.
It might have been Christina. Whoever it was.
It sounds like a Christina.
It sounds like Christina. Because she made me something.
And you still lose your hooks.
I still lose my hooks. I use the other one, I still use my hooks.
Okay, so in my Silver Shred USA 10-year anniversary bag, we are coming very close to 10-year anniversary. 10-year anniversary, Podiversary is the 15th, Davina's birthday, because I happened to look back on when I did the first podcast, and that's when I posted it. So, who knew? I have no idea why I chose that date.
You probably just decided to do it. I don't think you actually thought about it.
No, I don't think I did. I was like, I'm up tonight and I've been wanting to do this, so... Because we don't usually celebrate till the weekend. So I think it was a weekday, and it just happened to be a day off for me. So I just went with it. But anywho. So this is Canary Song. That's the project name. The pattern is Comfort Yourself with Your Music. It comes from Little Women Knits by Joanna Johnson. This is a really fun knit. And I hope I enjoy wearing it as much as I do knitting it. Because it's a little bit of an interesting construction. But it is supposed to be more of a shawl with sleeves. So if I think of it in that way, instead of trying to wear it like a sweater, I think I will enjoy it very much. I love this color, obviously. Because this is Miss Babs Yowza in the color...
Splash Blossom.
Thank you. I was trying to stall for time as I looked for the tag. How long have I been using this color for, like, everything? Yeah, I love this yellow. That's it. I just do. And eventually, my goal is to pick up some sock yarn with, nylon in it from Miss Babs in this color so I can have socks too, because then I'll have every accessory. I think I need to make
She has DK with nylon.
Does she?
I think she does.
Oh, well, that would be nice.
I think she does.
Because I just need to get a pair with nylon, because I already know that this doesn't hold up very well, because I've tried and it's gotten holes in it.
It just won't be Yowza, that's all.
No, I don't care if it's Yowza. I just want it to be Miss Babs in this colorway. Because I need to make fingerless mitts with it. I need to make a hood with it. I need to make an actual sweater with it. Because I'm trying to get all the things in this color. Because I just love this color so much. Okay, so there we go. That's that, and I do one more. This one, come here. There it is.
Here.
Here. In my Silver Shed USA Bat Signal bag, I probably need to measure this pretty soon, is the Puget Sound, that's the project name, pattern...
Excuse me, Ty. If I get up and move to look around, I'm looking to see if Davina's okay outside.
Yeah, she is, but...
Yeah, I just have to check on her. I don't see her, but she's inside the fence.
Yeah, she might be down on this end. This is the Fundamental Men's Pullover pattern, making for Dad, using Cascade 220 Worsted in the colorway Puget Sound. The designer of this pattern is Jen Hagen. So the back has been done for a while because this is a pieced sweater. And then the front I've made good progress on. This is a really good project to work on while you're reading because it's just knit.
Knit.
So I worked on this a lot during World Reading Day, so I could knit and read at the same time. I guess that was the day Shakespeare died or whatever.
What?
The World Reading Day was the date of Shakespeare's death or what.
Well, what would that have to do with anything?
They had put it on that day for a different reason, and then they realized it also happened to be the day Shakespeare died. Like, well, that worked out.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. In my Plumberbird pink and purple teacups bag. This one. I was hoping to have this one closer to done, but she's coming in. Is my Comfy Cozy shawl from this scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And yes, this is the only one, the one I'm always losing my hook on. So, let's see here. Let me show you guys.
Don't you have any, little bags that aren't actively being used for
notions? I think so. Not bags. I have some DPN bags that might work.
Well, use that. That'd be perfect.
I think I have some DPN bags. And I know I have one that Christina made me. It's in one of my other bags.
Yeah, but it's being actively used, so you need to get one for this one.
So you can see that I've added another color to the bottom tie. I can't show them because my hand.
Yeah, they can actually see it.
So it's getting big.
It is getting big.
I may not add this other color because I may just go with what I have with this one, and that's the same color.
Now, how close to done do you think you are?
Remember I put it up, I was pretty close.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Because I don't know that if I do this one, it will be very little.
No, and also it's going to take away from the feel you already got going
That's what I thought.
It's just too different.
This might be something else. This poor thing has gone in and out of projects, but
it really doesn't work with yours has a very definite color scheme.
Yeah, this was a Maryland Sheepwool. I think it was the last year we went.
I think it's the same year as the one that Tara's original design. Mine was more orange. Mine's Tara. The original Tara's not right here.
Right. And mine had more blues in it and more pinks and stuff. And I just haven't been able to find something I wanted to put it in. Maybe it'll be in a different scrap shawl. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But right now, I don't think it's going to get used. I think
It just doesn't work with what you've got going there.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of blue. It almost gives a teal feeling to it. Did you lose your hook again?
That's right here. I'm trying to find my stitch again. Because I was going to work on it while I was talking, but it doesn't matter. So it is definitely growing, and I think because if you look at it, if I can get it, it's kind of all tangled up because I keep flipping it around. If you look at it, it's pretty long already.
Because you got to remember, something that's... Mine are going to be even longer on you. Not because they're necessarily... Because I've got wider shoulders than you do. So you might be able to get away with making a smaller one.
Yeah, but I won't. I want it as big as the one I gave for Crystal. This is probably going to go... I could potentially finish it this week if I sit down and do it.
Well, this is the one you tend to want to work on anyway, so I don't think that'd be a problem for you.
I don't know. I could have done it last week. I don't know why I didn't.
I thought you did.
I mean, I did work on it. I meant finish it.
Oh, okay, because I know that we talked about it because I helped you figure out how long it was.
Yeah. Getting all tied up at string here. So, yeah, this is... If I don't strangle myself in the process...
Are you untangled around your neck at least?
Yeah, I'm untangled. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really like the way this is turning out. I don't think I have any more of the variegated.
But I think it'll be fine.
So, I think it's going to be a fairly long strip of this blue that I'm working with right now, and maybe some more of this kind of green.
Mm-hmm. It gives a very tealy feeling.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I wanted. When I pulled the other one, the other color that I just showed you, it was kind of a hopeful...
Yeah, there's no way that's going to ruin the complete feel of your shawl.
Yeah, so it'll have to become something. Maybe it'll become a Cerebel.
It would be a nice Cerebel.
Everything's a nice Cerebel. I wish I could get a hold of that designer again.
She's nowhere online anymore.
I know, I can't find her.
She's disappeared. Poof.
Yeah, you can look her up and it's like the page is not there anymore. And
you'll see people talking about her, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like... That she
disappeared from the face of the earth.
She blipped away from existence.
Yeah, maybe she
was taken away in the.
Maybe she just got tired of all the negativity. So, I don't know, because I don't know when she disappeared.
Yeah,
but she was very sweet when I.
Yes. Well, I think you can tell it's an actual intention to disappear.
Yeah, because everything's gone.
Everything's gone. It's not like she just stopped doing it and she left her stuff up there. No,
all her patterns are gone.
Every sign of existence is gone except people talking about it.
Because I wanted to see what other patterns she might have, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to her, what happened to them. I hope she maybe is going to be back. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Well, the fact that she completely purged her online identity kind of...
Yeah.
I think it kind of says that she's not coming back.
Yeah, which is sad because she was very talented.
Mm-hmm.
That's you.
Okay, so my turn.
If I can find the bottom of my yarn here.
So next for me is in my bucket bag. Sheepy bucket bag. I think this was from Christina. No, wait, not Christina.
No, that was from Margaret.
Margaret, yes. Sorry. You're right. Christina always makes the bags that she gives us, and this was
It was a gift.
A gift. So
so was Christina's, but...
No, I know what you're saying. This is Crafting Sheeple Bucket Bag by Erin Lane. And I do enjoy this bag. This is the first bucket bag I've ever owned. I actually need to use... Okay, I did put stuff in the notions pouch. Good. It's got even though I haven't used it, I should eventually. You can put your yarn through here.
Right. That's nice. That's a nice feature.
Yes, it is. So this is Franklin. That's a project name. The pattern is Freddie Platypus by Joanna Johnson, Making Him for Mom.
Which, if she was not a podcast host, she could put in Tea and Tales.
Yes.
It's a children's book by Joanna Johnson.
Really nice, cute children's book.
Yep.
I think I'm very close to doing some more shaping for this. I had to stop working on him a little bit because I was trying to read at the same time. The DPNs kept hitting my Kindle because they're very long. So it was like, this isn't a very comfortable reading project. I can listen to my audiobook while I'm doing it, but not read a Kindle book.
Right. Ah. Scary.
So, yes. This one has been making some great progress. Something that my bunny has been sitting on my desk is rather jealous about.
Yeah.
There's I don't think I actually showed the bag.
Okay. All right. In my Knit for Brains project bag, it's my owl teapot bag that was given to me at a Laura concert. Isn't that cute? It's a little drawstring bag. Actually, it's a medium bag, I think. I don't know what her sizes are, but I would consider this maybe a medium.
Because different people have different ideas of what.
And then you've got Anne, who's got like a million sizes. So this is my my Arwen's hooded cowl from the Thorin's hooded cowl pattern.
I don't know why I didn't work on my hooded cow when I was reading. That's a perfect reading project.
Yeah. I didn't do a whole lot. I think I did mostly when we were podcasting. This should change this week because I have a hair appointment. And when I have a hair appointment, I generally have a lot of wait time between me and Davina, so she's not getting her hair touched up until next time. But I am.
She gets it a little closer to her birthday.
Yeah. So yeah, this is I'm just finishing up the purl row on this as we speak, and I'm gonna head into the next section of stockinette.
This matured very nicely. Here.
Let me just do this so I don't lose my stitch marker.
Well, now we're getting attacked by chameleons.
Chameleons, colorful chameleons. That was in my colorway too. Okay, let's knit here. All right, let me just. Hey there. Let's see.
Why is he end up on my lap?
Because I don't want him in my knitting. He's getting poked.
Okay, buddy. You are over here just
Oh,
because
now you can taste the chocolate. That's really good.
So yeah, this matures very nicely.
And this is now I have to do. I'm starting my decreased number of rows, not decreasing the stitches, just decreasing the number of rows that I do for this. And
yeah, because it gets to a certain point, and then you do the pattern backwards.
So that's what I'm at. I'm doing.
It's a free pattern.
Yeah,
so.
I'm knitting now. So that's not going to show up there. Let me see here. And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh, okay. Well, let me at least get a couple stitches on this DPN so that way it doesn't slide off. Because it would be want to do that otherwise.
And the colorway is Miss Babs and the blue slate. And almost replaces, maybe even does replace my colorway of the slate. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, because Mom and I each have one. Well, so you have a couple now. But for a while, we each had one color we gravitated towards, to Miss Babs. I haven't really changed.
Yeah. And, well, it took me till I found this color, which was last year, I think.
I think I've had it. Oh, this one. Yeah.
This one, yeah. Oh, slate I was forever.
Yeah, slate is just like my squash blossom.
I thought it would be Zing, but it's not.
Well, I think because you can find things similar to Zing elsewhere. I haven't yet found a yellow that's quite as nice as squash blossom.
And I do like the Zing. It's one of my favorites.
But it isn't more easily repeatable. You know, someone else can do that a little bit easier, I think. But anyhow. Okay, so next is in my soft weave. Oh, fiddles. It's stuck on the leg.
That really did mature well.
Yeah, didn't it?
I have to tell Woody how much I like that. No, I don't want to tell him. He might give it to me.
I'll write a review.
Yeah.
And then you can like the review or something. But yeah, don't tell him until he picks them up, because he will totally give it to you.
You can't keep doing that.
No. I mean, I know he has points, but still. Yeah. You can't write a review if he gives it to you. So this is my soft brown bag. This is a Knitter's Magic, coming from Knitter's Magic. I don't know who the actual maker is. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it's too bad she doesn't put it on the bag. She doesn't put it on the bag at all?
I don't think it is anywhere on this bag. No, I don't see it. It's a lovely bag. I mean, it's
really well made.
Really well made. It's soft on the outside. It's got these plain kitty cats.
And I think they're meant to be purses, because all this women's bags come not with notion pouches, but with Kleenex.
Yes, and I can't find my Kleenex thing in here right now. But so in here is the Quicksilver sweater. It's for Davina. Where's my show notes? And the pattern is Hillcrest Coat by Amy Miller. And I am at the point of needing to do some shaping, which is
beautiful.
Why? This is such a soft yarn, and eventually I think I want to make something out of this yarn for myself.
I'd make a nice cloak or cape.
I'm thinking one of Blast Jane Richmond's. You know that one that was actually it's like called the fire.
Not the fireside cardigan.
It's not a cardigan. It's a pullover.
There is a fireside cardigan.
Yeah, but this one's a pullover, and it's called like Bonfire or something like that. And it has a very open collar. And it looks so comfy. And in this yarn, if it's a bulky, I think it is, it would be so nice. Because a lot of Jane Richmonds are bulkies.
Yeah, she seems to
At least the
prefer
ones
that.
I tend to like the most are bulkies.
Yeah.
And this yarn is just so soft. And I don't usually wear pullovers, but that particular pullover seems really nice to me. And it has enough cabling that I hope she'll be happy.
Eventually, there's a pattern that I wanted to, maybe I'll give it to Ty. I'll buy it for Ty so she can make it for me. It's an oversized, like 80s kind of,
I think you got me the pattern.
I love that. It's just,
I'm pretty sure you got me the pattern with the idea that I'll eventually make it for you.
yeah,
Um,
no hurry on it.
I have to finish the 2 sweaters I'm currently working on for you. Although I'm trying to finish Attacked by Chameleon,
Yeah.
the ones that are farther along right now.
With Daddy and Davina.
Yes, and my yellow.
Mhm.
Once I get those done, then I feel like I can really focus on the other ones.
Right.
Because I'm at the point where I think I'm going to get close to doing the lace for your owl one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to start the lace for that until I'm done with the yellow one, which is also lace.
Right, right.
So that's what's slowing down the progress on that one.
All right, let me,
There'll be a point where I'll be actively working on 2 of your sweaters at the same time, probably.
oh, whatever you want, that's fine.
It seems like I can manage about 3 sweaters actively. 4. 3?
I don't know.
Puget, yellow, gray. 3. I can do a fair amount of work on about 3 sweaters at a time, even though I have like 6 or 7 actively on the needles and others like waiting in queue.
Right. Okay, let me just secure this.
Safe and secure?
Safe and secure.
Did I split a stitch here? No, I didn't.
I almost did that on this one.
This is one of the few acrylics I don't mind knitting with because it has almost a wool feel.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't particularly care to knit with acrylic. I can crochet
It's something
with
about
it.
the fabric just isn't very nice.
It's not. I think it's not as much give to it when it's a full acrylic.
Well, also I've noticed that there, except for some of the Lion brand ones like Heartland and this one, which is like Basic Stitch or something like that, I can feel the plasticness to it. I become more sensitive to that.
And then you get something like James C. Brett, which is part. Is it James C. Brett? That's part wool.
It might be.
No, that's acrylic. The one that you did for your white.
Oh yes, that's
part acrylic and part.
Yes, part wool.
Wool.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one was anymore.
It's my turn.
Yes.
In my Country Roads blanket. No, my bag is in my Country Roads blanket. In my Country Roads bag is my Jelly Roll blanket from the KF Jones Jelly Roll pattern. And let me see if I can find it here. I made a little progress on this. I'm going to have to start weaving in ends, but I want to see if I can pick up the stitches first.
I think you can because I think you're going to find it's a lot easier than you think it is. You've had me show you a couple times where you pick up, and I think that once you do your first one, you're like, oh, this is so easy.
Yeah.
What was I worried about?
So I don't know if you can see this new color up here.
Oh, that's fun.
So that's kind of a green.
I really love how this one's turned out.
Yeah.
Because it kind of pooled a little bit.
Well, striped.
Yeah, but you can see here, okay, so it's
got
striped,
pooling within the
but
stripes.
it's got pooling
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
stripes.
Well, that's, yeah.
And I noticed that when I was knitting with
Well,
it,
this
too.
one does the same thing.
Yeah, but for some reason this one was more obvious right away to me.
Mm-hmm. So you can see, I started with, none of the colors really haven't, this one kind of looks like it could have blended in, but it wasn't, not intentional, and then blue. And then this one, because I had Davina likes to pick the colors, which is what happens when you get hers, you get this, and then you get this. And then this one here, which she picked out for me.
Well, because otherwise you have a tendency to go, oh, does this go with this?
I've been to the point now where I'm just kind of pulling things out.
Good.
So,
Good.
Because this, I want this to be a...
You're growing.
Well, no, this kind of a blanket, I can do that with this kind of a blanket because...
Because you're thinking of the
patchwork
square.
quilt.
Patchwork, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, patchwork quilt. So, I'm having fun with this. I'm hoping that I can pick up the stitches because I have a feeling that the only way I'm going to have anything that looks like blocks is to do it this way.
A part of me wants to do Beekeeper at one time because it's stuffed, so it'll kind of feel like a quilt.
I saw that.
And a part of me, like, it would be a pain in the neck, I think. But I'm like, it'll feel like a quilt. And I love how quilts feel.
It doesn't feel exactly like a quilt, but it's,
It's as close as you can get, I think, with knitting.
Yeah. And so I know that eventually I want to maybe try to do something like this with crocheting because I think it would be I might have to do something with that. I might. Maybe I will. That might be worth doing something. Huh. I'll think about it. So, that's all I need is another blanket. So, yep, this is a lot of blather about nothing. I had an idea, so I don't have this very often, so I need to make sure I do have them, I just don't remember them.
Right.
So,
Because life.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that.
Okay, my turn. So,
Oh, I forgot to put this away.
in my...
At least with the knitting, I don't forget my needles because they're stuck in the project.
That's part of what I love about it. Okay. In my... Where are you, little bag? There you are, little bag. Ugh. In my Little Skein in the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag. This one, I don't know what this is made of, like Teflon or something, because I've not managed to destroy this one
You need
yet.
to stop saying that.
That
bag is like 10 years old.
I know. How have I not destroyed this thing? Because I am the destroyer of drawstrings.
She's Drax the Destroyer of
I didn't manage...
Drax the Destroyer of Drawstring Bags.
I actually had to sew on, again, the strap for my Batman one, stained glass Batman one, because I was using it as a purse for a while, so I broke the strap, and I sewed it back on. So I've even managed to hurt a plover bird, which is nigh impossible. So I love this little bag. This has my rainbow socks in it. The pattern is Vanilla Cream by K.F. Jones. And this bag's pretty much going to hold my vanilla socks. And it's just nice to have one of these on the needles. I need to measure this. I'm not quite at starting the toe because I've got a long foot.
Pretty.
And it's got a very purple feel to it because of the purple heel. I think once I add the green, it'll be, for the toe, it'll be interesting. Because I don't want to do one sock with purple on toe and heel and then one with green on toe and heel. I could do it that way, but I would rather have the flipped purple, then green, and then purple. Because that just seems more fun to me. And I would only do this ever with socks.
Of course.
So yeah, this is fun. I have no idea what the yarn is. It looks like something wild hair would dye up.
Doesn't feel like wild hair, though.
I don't know who dyed it.
I mean, it could be, but, you know.
I lost the ball band a long time ago. So it was something I pulled out of Deep Stash. And I was like, oh, this looks like socks.
I mean, the color scheme is like hers, but... You know,
yeah, and I think that's probably what I'm thinking of, is the color scheme.
And it might be, but it just doesn't... Because she doesn't seem to do a lot of stripes. The mini stripes like that don't seem to be her thing.
She doesn't tend to do a lot of them, but I think she has done them occasionally.
Usually she does variegated.
She does, because you guys dye similarly. Which is why there are times when we're sitting there looking like, is this a Lady Fernico or is this a wild hair? Because there's been times where I've attributed it to you and then I've gone back and looked and it's been wild hair. And vice versa.
Let me just finish this.
So there we go.
This row.
Maybe there's something in the water here that both y'all dye similarly and go to the same parish.
Yeah.
Live in the same town.
Yep.
Not that we ever see her, but you know.
No, I think she goes to a different mass. Every once in a while I'll stop by her workshop. You know, she doesn't have a store, but she has a place. You know, I'm pretty much out of my kitchen and back room, but she's got a little space.
Does she still have that? I thought she closed it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen her there in a while, but that doesn't mean she, you know, with the fiber festivals not really being open until recently. Yeah, I'm waffling until I can get these stitches down because I want to be able to put my needles in without having to hold them both in a V position. I guess or an X position. Like the X-Men.
Or V for Vendetta.
One more stitch. There we go. I promise I won't put you through one more row. Just one more stitch. Okay, so that takes care of that one.
I need to get an eyeglass appointment so I can actually get normal glasses that have these lenses so it can stop sliding down, making me sweat here.
Right. Okay, my next one. Let me find my bag. Boopity. Whoops.
Whoa, that was an exciting noise.
Yes, it was. All right.
That almost sounded like a destruction of bag noise.
Yeah. Okay. In my Emma Al bag is my Ice Baby blanket, and this one I thought I'd be finished with as well, but no.
It's almost like you need to focus on one of the two of them and then finish it. It's like when I'm reading a book and I'm like, okay, this one is X amount long. I should just finish the book.
I don't wanna.
Oh, Mom, I almost forgot to tell you. Made from 100, they have a third book out now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do I have any of them? I know I have
You
one.
have the first one.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I think that's Murder in Belgravia.
Yes, I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, so this is growing. Oh, poop doodles.
Pooping of doodles.
Pooping of doodles. Okay. So you can see that it's getting bigger. I'm not sure if I'm going to need the whole third skein or not. I like it. It's cute. I haven't decided if I'm going to edge it or not, because this one feels a little bit stretchy. So I might put an edging on it, but I hate to lose the pretty scallop on the one end. And this is ice yarn that was given to me by Chronically Crocheting, who's Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. And the bag, of course, is from Emma. Thank you, Emma. And I'm on the last skein of this ice yarn. I have this much left. So, and it's acrylic, 100% acrylic. It's good for a baby blanket, especially if it goes to the pregnancy center or something where maybe they don't have the facilities to take proper care of a wool, type thing. I always try to do acrylic or maybe superwash.
Because you don't know what their circumstances are.
Yeah.
If they're having to use the pregnancy center.
Right. Or a laundromat or something. So.
Right.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about this.
I mean, pregnancy center get certain things. They might not have a lot of resources, is what I was trying to say. Right. Okay, so in my Silvershed USA 10-year anniversary, whoopsie.
But
there we go. I accidentally moved my notes along. I didn't intend to. There we go. 10-year anniversary bag. This is this medium size. The other one was large, extra large,
large.
Yeah.
You have large and a medium, and I have a medium and an extra large.
Okay, so these are the torch socks.
No, wait. I have a large and extra large.
Okay. The Not Just Boring Boot Socks pattern by Corinne Walcher. And I'm using Lady Furnico Creation Sport, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, in the colorway Flame On. And first sock was finished. Did not think to grab the sock blocker.
I wonder if Daddy's socks are starting to felt, the ones you made in the gray.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because were they superwash?
They should have been superwashed, yes.
But Daddy's other ones haven't done it, but these seem to be felting.
Sometimes they do. Even with the superwash. Because we checked before I knit them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what yarn I used for his original ones.
I think maybe it was an older yarn that maybe the superwash process maybe that wasn't done as well, maybe. I don't know.
For the gray one, might be. Yeah, I don't know. If he wears them out, I'll know another pair.
Mm.
I might start another pair for him for Christmas.
Anyway, yeah, because he likes wearing them.
He does like wearing them. Well, I'll have to find either something in my stash. I think I might have to either have you dye something or pick up something. Mm-hmm. Like this yarn, not this particular colorway, but this would be good because I know these hold up really well. Mm-hmm. So I might have to just go ahead and get started. We can talk about what color to do because we have gray right now and he has a brown. I mean, I know there's not going to be a lot of variety of colors.
Right.
But if I knit him a pair of socks each Christmas, I think he'd like that. Mm-hmm. Giving people socks and underwear for Christmas.
You giving people underwear?
No. But, well, remember from, the one Christmas movie, like...
Christmas Story.
No. The one with all the different Santas, and it's got the elf, Bryony, what's it called?
Arthur Christmas.
Arthur Christmas. Remember when the creepy elf gave his brother underwear?
Creepy elf.
Right. The one who's like constantly following him around, like, very good, sir.
Yep.
I got you a gift, sir. Thank you. Anyhow, this is the second sock. It has been started. Again, another good reading and knitting project. I'd like to have a variety of ones that I can do reading and knitting at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm not making good use of my time if I don't have my hands busy, even when I'm reading. And now, unless I get really absorbed, sometimes even if I start off reading and knitting, if I get super absorbed, then the knitting goes down. Like Poirot will do that to me if it's a new Poirot, or if it's been a long time since I've read it. Mm-hmm.
I need to pick up The Hobbit again. I've been reading Ulysses S. Grant, but I haven't been able to do it consistently because I don't really have a lot of time. Even when I'm on the treadmill, I get through what I need to get through and I'm done. So I have to find some time to read.
Well, it's almost like you have to choose which one you're reading right now.
Well, I haven't been able to read either of them very much because by the time I get done with what I'm doing on the treadmill, I'm done. Time is done.
Right. Well, you almost have to be like, okay, yes, it's not a lot, but I'm reading X amount today. You know, that's where you're at. You can't necessarily read for a big chunk of time.
I mean, because I can read a book, you know, very quickly. It's just that I don't have any time to just focus.
Yeah.
All right, let me just stop this because I know it's my turn.
Yeah. I know Dad is always surprised by how quickly I can read.
And see here, Dad's always say, well, you girls read so fast.
Practice, 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 practice. Although I do wonder, like, I think because I'm so character-oriented, I do probably miss details about environment. And I probably miss a lot of murder mystery clues that are not psychology related because I tend to zone out if it's not related to the characters directly. Which is bad. It means I never solve a Poirot mystery. Because, yeah, unless it's a psychological clue, I just miss it.
Let me see here. Okay, my last one is my Virtual Hugs shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. So yes, this is my other scrap shawl. And I did a little bit on this, I think the other day. I just started, I don't know if I started another color or not. If I didn't, I'm very close to starting another color. I think I stopped at the end of the color because
You weren't quite ready to start.
I wasn't ready. Yeah, see, I stopped here at the end so I can finish off the stitch. So I can change colors because this is how much I have left.
Oh, yeah, you definitely just...
So I'm going to put this color back in for a little bit. And then I'll go on.
It's a very spring feel right now.
Well, as long as Laura likes it, that's all that really matters. I'll go to this one and then... I had something else in mind. I forget which one. I think I was going to go to this one maybe. No, that's not right.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. So... This one's not quite as big as mine, but I started a lot later.
Well, yeah.
It's growing. It definitely is growing.
And you've been focusing on yours because yours is a lot closer done. And darn it, you don't have one that's done yet.
No, I don't. So, yeah. And I will probably start another one in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
You should.
Because I had that new yarn that I showed you that came in during the podcast, that black and white. I want to make that for me. So it'd be kind of classy with, different kind of outfits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is various purples and greens and stuff because she likes purples and greens. So that's what I'm putting in here. Various yarns. It's kind of DK, sport, whatever type of... Oh, I might put this in next. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out later. Maybe I'll just have Davina pull it out of the hat. If Davina pulls it out, Laura will probably like it. So,
probably. Probably. They have very similar color tastes.
And I'm always losing my hook because I don't know where my hook went in this one either. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay, let me go ahead and add another couple
So
stitches.
that's my last one.
This is coming up as my last one. So in my Clover Birds on a Wire bag, have not yet destroyed this one. This is Sweetie the Snake Donut. That's the project name. The pattern is Snake Donut. I did not bring the donut book with me that Laura gave me this time. So you'll just have to kind of remember what he looks like. She looks like.
This one's going to be worked on tonight.
I think I'm only a row away from the point where I'll be able to sew the donut together, and then I will be thinking about the icing and the snake head and everything.
Smaller.
No, it's the same size. I just haven't stuffed it yet. Yeah. And also, I've got I think another row to go. Like I said, and you just sew this together and you stuff it, and that's a donut.
Yeah, right. Because it looks smaller than my bag.
No, it just hasn't been stuffed yet. It might be a slightly smaller yarn, but still using
the
yarn.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because I have no idea what weight this yarn is other than being either DK or sport. I don't think it's a worsted. This had no ball band to it. This is scraps. So most of the yarn, I just have a general idea of what the weight is. But...
Why is the tea almost gone?
Presumably because you drank it.
See, it's not tea. It's not coffee. It's definitely not coffee.
Okay, well, we're all glad to hear that. So, this keeps getting tingly.
Okay.
That leads
us...
no FOs. You?
No FO.
Okay. So, if I'd focus on my snake, I'd have an FO. But,
Yeah, well, if we had focused, if we woulda, coulda, we would have had FOs, but we don't. So
That leads us on to...
I think we have to go all the way down to royalties.
I have design.
Oh, okay.
So that I just have to wave a bag at you because I worked a little bit on my design.
Yay.
My big old Talia bag. There we go.
Okay.
Because you don't make graphic novel, right?
No.
Okay, so that does lead us on to stash enhancements.
Okay. Stash enhancement.
Do you want to do the Adagio first?
I don't... Yeah, I want to go alphabetically. Okay. Adagio.
So... Well, you already saw the first one for me. We see that you're here, kiddo.
What?
We saw you. We're still podcasting.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see if you were finished.
No, the light's on.
You can do a quick wave. But we can't... No.
Here.
Wave. We can't really have you stay, but...
Just wave.
They can't see you. You're going to have to move in front of Mom. So,
There you go.
Davina says hi. Unfortunately, we're running a little bit late today, so that's all we can really afford to have her do. You guys saw... Sorry. You guys saw this. This was the chocolate coconut almond tea. I'd already tried it before. I just got a 3-ounce bag. This earned itself a 10.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, next one of yours or whatever, because I have these two left.
Well, yeah, I've got a whole handful of these.
So maybe choose one.
Okay. Okay, this is one of my blends. This one is called In Sickness and in Health. It's our wedding cake on the front there. And I forget what's in it because peppermint.
That was peppermint chamomile and lemongrass.
And lemongrass, yeah. And then there's a couple of, I don't know what the inclusions were, but anyway. So this one is, I put the peppermint and the chamomile and lemongrass. I figured that's something that might make you feel better. And actually when I reviewed this, I wasn't feeling well, and it helped my stomach to settle down real well. So not medicinal, but tastes good, and it's
relaxing.
it's a very relaxing type of tea. But the peppermint brightens it.
Mm-hmm. And it's one that I might try again. When you let me try it, it was very hot, and chamomile doesn't do best to get its full flavor when super hot. So the next one I got was, this was, someone had done a trade for me, and then I managed to get 4 cards for the Hojika. Hojika? I don't know.
I think the Asian languages, the Asian accent languages do that. I think that's Spanish.
Yeah, so this is a tea that I've never tried on its own, so I'm looking forward to trying this. Looks like it's a green tea.
Yeah, because Adagio color codes their
Yeah.
teas.
I mean, yellow tea has the same color generally, but I think this is green. Because yellow tea and green are very similar. It's just a difference in preparation. But yeah, that's that one.
All right, and the other tea that I had, you guys heard me talk all the time about Chocolate Monkey, and I can't find it from my local tea shop anymore.
You can't find it at the yarn store either.
They inconsistent at best, but I think they stopped carrying it. And I did find some at Whistling Kettle, but it wasn't quite right, so I decided to try it myself, and it was close. I think I need to tweak it just a little bit, and even if I don't get it, I call this Where's My Chocolate Monkey? Mm-hmm. And the artwork, yes, the artwork is mine. The little monkey on there. So that takes care of that. And I did those because I've already tasted those.
Yeah. So this one is one I haven't tasted yet. This is another one of Woody's blends at Adagio. This is Nutella, decaf Nutella. And I liked his other one so much, I was like, well, I'll try his Nutella. I haven't tried it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Because I like Nutella, and I can't have it anymore, I don't think.
These last two that I got from Adagio are also Woody's. I really like, he likes chais like I do, and he has a bunch of Christmas teas. So I've got his candy cane chocolate chai and his chocolate caramel truffles. Chocolate caramel something?
Chocolate chocolate
chai caramel?
No. Chocolate covered caramel truffle.
Chocolate
He
covered.
needs to change the text on that.
Yes. Woody is very prolific, and he has some really nice blends, and I tend to like his chais. So these are, I got these. He sent me a blonde biscotti when he couldn't find. He found what I liked because he said, you've wishlist almost everything I have. But when he went to give me something, he couldn't make it work. So I had to give Talia some, and he gave it to her, and she gave it to me. So it was like, really sweet guy. So that's that. That's the Adagio haul.
Okay, so then the Whistling Kettle haul. That sounds like all we do is buy tea, but
my husband's like, I said I want to do this for Mother's Day and anniversary. And he said, okay, but don't you have enough tea?
did I lose my whistle?
There's no such thing.
I think mine.
Not that he would stop me from doing it.
There it is.
Just making a question.
Although I didn't purchase mine, Mom gave mine to me. So this is the Whistling Kettle that Mom gave me. It's cherry rose. It's got green tea, rose petals, natural flavors. So this looks good. Haven't tried it yet because I was waiting.
And I got these. There was a little sale they had. So what I got was Cinnabon. I can't really see it in there. I haven't tried these yet. And I got English Evening, which I have tried from Talia. And if I like it as much as I think I like it, I'm going to get this and put it in a tin. It'd be a nice breakfast tea. It'd be a nice, yes, I know it's English Evening. I don't care.
Although you really liked English Breakfast from Adagio, too.
I'm very iffy about black teas. This is Jasmine Pearls, and I figure I liked it when I
Tried mine.
Tried Talia's. This was one of the freebies. If I don't like it as much as I thought, I'll give it to her because she likes it. So that's why I got it, because I had kind of a...
Yeah, the English Evening and the Jasmine Pearls were both ones that I had purchased at a certain point, and then she was like, oh, I like those. So.
And then this one is Scottish Caramel, because caramel. I'm not sure how I'm going to react to the black tea. Oh, it's not black, it's pure tea.
Pu'er?
Yes, that too. Yay! Oh, this should be fine. It's got butterscotch. Yummy.
So she'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Okay, so then next for me, this came in. This was a part of a Christmas gift from Dad. Mom gets her
Taste
of Home. I get gluten-free,
Simply
gluten-free and more. And they have things like brands that you can buy there, gluten-free. They have recipes. Oh, they have one in here, Mom. I had... What? Yes, they have a little booklet. We'll look through this later. We haven't had a chance to look at this together. I want to make this. It's green enchilada quiche.
Ooh, I like.
And I use Hatch for the enchilada sauce all the time. I love Hatch.
I like quiche.
Yeah, so we can try. I love enchilada sauce. So I've bookmarked this. I'm going to be making this at some point.
And I've gone quasi gluten-free, dairy-free. So I'm about 90% dairy-free and probably about 60% gluten-free.
They have a Mother's Day section in here.
What is that white stuff?
Tofu? Haupia Hawaiian coconut pudding.
Ooh. Huh.
So, sorry, it's pronounced haupia. It's a traditional Hawaiian dessert. While it's considered a pudding, it is a firm, sliceable, cool treat that is made with coconut milk and just sweet enough to satisfy that sweet tooth.
Ooh.
And just looks like a bunch of white stuff.
It looks like tofu.
So yes, it's what I was looking for. They have Global Delights, desserts from around the world. That's going to be a problem. I thought of you for this, Mom. It's spinach, bacon, leek quiche. We can leave out the leek.
No, leeks are good.
Are they? Okay. Well, I saw this. This is in the Mother's Day section.
What's this?
Lemon tart.
Ooh, I thought it was a pumpkin pie. Ooh, lemon tart.
So I think Mom and I need to look over this together because we've already seen a couple things. I'll mark your other quiche too. We might have to have a quiche day.
Yeah, on days that we don't have so much to eat, or Daddy and Davina sometimes have things I can't chew, like
right. And I think the quiche should be easy on your jaw. And then finally, okay, this was not available on Kindle, and I had to snag it while it was low price because the next price up was like $40. This is why I couldn't buy any more tea. I can't buy tea next month because this took some of my tea. I'm trying to be.
Right, you got more tea.
Exactly. I'm trying to be good, and the thing is, when they come up with certain books, and I know I can't get them on Kindle, I guess this is an older book. It's called The Scalpel of Scotland Yard. The Life of Sir Bernard Spilsbury. Yes, it smells like old book. It's got the uneven pages.
Look at the yellow pages. Isn't that awesome?
Isn't it great?
I love it.
And it's about a guy who was really important in forensic, in the history of forensic science.
So all these to do is make me sneeze.
So, yes, I think Mom's going to just sit there and smell my book right now. But I did the same thing when I pulled it out of the package. I'm like, yes, old book.
True bibliophile. Even though I don't get to read as much as I like, I love books. I love old books.
I think she's going to come into my room and smell my Gone with the Wind and my Scalpel Scotland Yard.
And it's all uneven.
Just like my Gone with the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how thick of a book it was. This was a recommendation from Too Fond of Books. She and I have a lot of reading tastes in common. I'll talk about this more on my booktube, but she's a fellow booktuber and we share a lot of reading.
Spilsbury and Bronte.
I haven't actually read it all the way through. Actually, I haven't read any of it yet.
Excuse me. I saw the Armstrong case and I immediately went to Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, yeah.
Even though that's, excuse me, goodness, is a parody for the Lindbergh.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be covering different cases that he was involved in and how he moved forward forensic science. So I'm super interested in this. You can't get this on Kindle. It was really hard to find an edition that was a good price. It's hardcover. It smells like old book. It's got uneven pages. So great.
The only thing it's missing is a library thing.
Right. And
A library pocket.
They had said, oh, the back pages are a little bit, discolored or whatever. This looks great. There's nothing wrong with this book. The ones that were more expensive had more wrong with them. I'm like, grabbing this one before it goes away.
That actually I might want to read.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of old books up there. One of these days I'll have to show some of those. Some of them we got in Europe. Some of them have the tissue paper protection for the colors, for the pictures.
I don't think I've ever seen that. So yeah, Mom and I are going to look through Simply Gluten-Free, Dairy-Free, and More. Simply Gluten-Free, More.
My eyes are itchy now thanks to the book.
Oh!
That's okay.
It doesn't have any dust on the pages or anything.
Yeah, it does.
Does it? Oh, I didn't notice.
Especially when you get your face real close.
Oh, I didn't get my face super close. That's probably why.
I knew what I was doing.
So yes, I might notice Mom walking into my room occasionally, just taking a big old sniff of Gone with the Wind and Scalpel Scotland Yard, getting her high.
Yeah. Inexpensive and non-damaging.
Yes.
Unless you count sneezing and
eyes itching. So that's all for stash enhancements. That leads us on to thank yous and personal stuff.
Now, still have one of the kits left, and your name is on it, so whenever you get the chance, please pick it up, and or if there's something that you need to talk to me about, let me know, and we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, because I haven't heard from this person in a while, so I'm a little concerned that she is okay.
Yeah.
I hope to do some more yarn dyeing in the near future, maybe. Okay.
You and I will have to talk about colors for Dad socks. What you think would be a good choice.
Yep.
He doesn't have any blue.
No?
I haven't knit him any blue ones yet. I've knit brown and gray. Blue might be a good choice.
Now, he won't want any crazy stuff.
No, but if you do like a nice federal... Honestly, if you do a blue and it's not a crazy...
If I do a fading blue, he might wear that. If I just do the method where
And then you have a new colorway.
Yeah. We'll have to see what I do with that.
Yeah, so just sort of has something percolating in your head. Because I think he'll be fine if we do masculine colors, but I can get off that gray-brown scale a little bit so my brain doesn't completely die of boredom.
It has to be a little bit of a darker color that I'm not sure he would wear.
He wouldn't wear like a bright blue or something.
He wouldn't wear a zing.
But I think if you had like fading into a navy or something.
Well, look at that Miss Babs that's under my white yarn. Do you see the Miss Babs under the white yarn? It's got greens and blues in it.
Yes, I do. I think he would wear something like that.
He might wear something like that. Enough about what my husband might wear on his feet. But
well, it does have to do with dyeing because it could be something that could show up in the shop. So there's connection.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to dye some yarn in the near future. I do want to get some projects that I'd like to do some writing because I got the itch for that. I want to do some drawing.
Well, I want to finish my section of the shared story before Mother's Day.
I think we're going on 2 years for that.
Is it that long? I'm a horrible person. No, I thought I gave it to you last year. I think it was part of the Mother's Day present because I couldn't afford anything else because it was post-surgery. So I think we're just going on a year.
Might be. Might be.
So that's a lot. I know I get...
I mean, we could check the timestamp of when it actually came through, but...
I'm pretty sure that we're going on a year for me sending it to you because I think it was the first year where I really couldn't afford to give you anything because I wasn't working. So I think...
Well, you were still working then.
No, I stopped.
Not for Mother's Day.
Not for Mother's Day. I had just stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, not just. I stopped in late February.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to say about the shop. I want to thank all the people who... we do have a Zoom for the people who are Patreons, because we have them back-to-back this time because of Lent and Good Friday and all that. So we're having our Zoom on Friday. For those who are Patreons, we'd love to see you.
yes, indeedy.
And if I don't thank you, we appreciate all the comments that people make.
I was a good girl and responded to most of them.
I did all of them. So
Well, you're always a good girl. I rarely
no, I'm
am.
not. I didn't do anybody last week.
Did you not?
Mm-mm. I don't think maybe I did one or two. I got caught up with other things with Lent and all that, but Easter and all that. But this time I did. And if I miss you to say thank you, it's only because I didn't see you before.
Well, because she doesn't love you.
Moody Hiker, Renna, Paula, Brittany, Wendy, who is MacGyver. Yes, she is. In my head, she will always be MacGyver. Kara, Leanie Stitches, who used to be Eileen Warm Wishes. So
Okay.
we're
I
very
thought
grateful.
I saw
thank you for commenting.
Isella on there.
I didn't see Izzy on there.
Maybe I saw her on a different one that I commented.
I mean, she might have been after I sent the...
I could have sworn I saw her on there.
I didn't see
She's changed her names a couple times on YouTube. So, but I think I saw Izzy on there. She's not on there as Izzy anymore.
No,
but
I know what it's... I know what her new... I don't know if it was this time, but I didn't see her on there because I put everybody on.
I saw her recently.
Yeah, I saw her last podcast.
Was
I
it
think
last?
was.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't think that she was on this time. If she was, I didn't see her. I'd already sent my
It
shout
might
out.
be that I responded to an older one and thought that it was this time.
Okay, so yeah, this is a little bit of a shorter one, an hour and 10 minutes. But
Hey, it's short for us.
we want to thank you all for showing up and for
Indeed.
putting up with our shenanigans. We wish you all a very happy, blessed week full of
I
knitting,
stayed awake.
crocheting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. And we hope to see you here again for the fun in the Woman Cave. And I can get my clapper here.
Yeah, I can feel the couch shift on me.
This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 502, and that's a wrap.
Bye.